What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm Bry-Fy, your comics guy, and this week and this whole month of November, do I have something special for you guys. Everyone, well, there's my son. He's not the special thing. I mean, he's special, but he's not your special thing. He's my special thing, so back off. But this month, I have decided to dedicate all the comics that I'm reading to characters that I have really kind of maybe not ignored, but have taken for granted, have mishandled, and have never really given a fair shake, even though I have Marvel Unlimited that lets me read pretty much an unlimited amount of comic books for $10 a month. No, not an ad, just saying. And even though I've had this ability to read all these comics, I have, for whatever reason, not. And the characters that I'm talking about, of course, are the X-Men and the whole X-Men series and all the different series that spawn out of it. And I think what has really happened is that I've just been, like, terrified of where the hell to start with reading X-Men comics. And, you know, I kind of just decided to take my own advice. It doesn't fucking matter. Just start picking up a book and read, you know, like just read comics. By just reading comics, you're going to read comics, and then you'll get the story as it goes. We have the internet, we have Wikipedia, which I did have to use to kind of catch me up a little bit, so I knew what was really going on, and so I had more of a background on information. And so, anyway, I digress from that. This whole month, I'm just dedicating to reading different X-Men stories or like crossover events. Some of the big stuff, the things that I feel like I need to read so I can better understand the X-Men. And I could think of no better starting place than to start with 2005's House of M series. Now, maybe that's not the best starting place, but that is the first comic book that ever came to mind. Actually, one of the first tie-in books I've ever read was actually to House of M, and I happened to just pick this book up in a half-price books. It was the House of M Iron Man series, and the only reason why I picked it up is, one, I love like the red, white, and blue on the side, like where they have like the little panel thing on the side for, you know, Marvel's little logo shit and all that. But I loved Tony Stark's suit. It looked so Gundam. It looked so like Japanese anime mech suit that I was just transfixed. And they had all 3 issues there. Yeah, it was 3 issues. And I wanted it. You know, I was like, hey, they're like $1 a piece. I dig the artwork. I saw that there was a guy with the last name Lee on it. I was like, is this Stan Lee? Without, mind you, this is when I was first reading comics. Of course it was not Stan Lee. It was an artist, I forget his name. I'm terrible at this. And I didn't write information on Iron Man House of M because that's not the one I'm reviewing today. The one I'm reviewing today is just the main House of M storyline from 2005, issues 1 through 8. But more on that later. Of course, thank you guys for sticking around, and thank you guys for following and being a part of the Bry-Fighter Squadron and the Bry-Fighter family. It's always a huge help to have you guys to bounce ideas off of and talk to and interact on social media. And it's always a blast. And seeing the downloads on my regular show is really awesome, guys. And if you ever want to talk to me or tell me I suck or agree with what I say on the show, you can always find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much any social media site. And those handles are at Bry-Fy Podcast. That's BRYFY podcast. You can always email me at bryfypodcast@hotmail.com. I love getting everyone's emails. My son gets excited if you can't hear him laughing. He's just super stoked. He loves when I share my social media. No. But anyway, enough about that. Let's get into some of the nifty nerd news for No Nut November. Yeah, because they're both 3 ends. And I never thought about that until just now. I have made mistakes. All right, guys, so first up, I do want to start off with some actual comic book news, which I know I'm a comic book podcast, but I don't do a whole hell of a lot of comic book news, and that's because, well, just I'm bad at this. I mean, that's the only way I can say it. But this news comes out of Top Cow. It's actually for a Kickstarter that they've got going on, and it's called Soldier Stories. Now, you might think, oh, it's just a war book or a book on war. And, I mean, in a way, yes, it is. It's a bunch of real-life soldiers telling their stories that are kind of being retold in maybe a sci-fi, horror, or, you know, like a different genre type way, but still being true to the stories. In fact, every writer in this Kickstarter and a part of this anthology is someone who served and is an actual veteran. You know, we have people from the National Guard, people from the Marines, Air Force, Army, and that's it. No Navy writers. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 6 writers that they show on the Kickstarter, no one's in the Navy from there. Not saying anything. No, just kidding. But anyway, it just, to me, this is really awesome because not only is this going to get, you know, real veterans who have a passion for writing or drawing comics, it's also going to help donate back into that fund. It's the United States Veteran, where is it? I had the acronym right here. The United States Veterans Artists Alliance. That's what it's called. And they're calling this their Veteran Anthology. You know, Veteran Anthology. You tie the "and" together, and what do you got? Veteran I can't word, guys. Anyway, I think it's a really cool idea. You know, part of the proceeds will go back to helping veterans, artistic veterans, nerd veterans, you know, all the cool veterans. No, all veterans are pretty cool, except the ones that aren't, you know, assholes. But there's not too many of them, you know. That's why it's such a big deal when one is an asshole, because there's not a lot of them. Anyway, entry pledges start at $6, where you can get a digital copy of the anthology or a physical copy of Soldier Stories. And you're going to have different covers. They're going to have pins, T-shirts, hats, I think patches. So it should be really cool. They have some little preview pages for the Kickstarter if you want to check that out. Some of it looks really cool. I'm actually pretty excited to get my hands on this, and especially if it's only going to be $6, which for something like this and a Kickstarter project, that's kind of a good deal, because if you look at a lot of comic book Kickstarters, they ain't $6, man. Hell, you go to conventions, a lot of people are selling their books for like $8, sometimes $10. So for Top Cow to be able to do this for $6 a pop, it's kind of a great deal, man. I wouldn't pass it up. But anyway, let's move on to some other nifty nerd news. And I had to burp. I'm sorry. I ate a salad. Makes me gassy. Because greens. I don't know. You know, green energy, it has some type of gas. No, I don't know. Anyway, big news. The cast of The Eternals was evacuated after they discovered an unexploded bomb on set. That's freaking right. Oh my, how terrifying is that? Immediately, Angelina Jolie and Richard Madden were evacuated. Well, I guess the rest of the cast was like, well, fuck, we got to hoof it. No, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they were all filming. But whatever location they were at, they found somewhat. How do you stumble upon or find an unexploded bomb? I mean, I guess if you're filming overseas where, you know, big wars have happened, like World War II, where they believe this bomb has come from. They believe this is a Nazi World War II bomb. It could possibly be a present Nazi bomb, but we're going to just assume it's a World War II Nazi bomb. But, like, how? What? Does no one check for these things? Like, I thought there was a guy who, like, scouts locations and was like, yeah, it's a good location. Oh, look at that bomb. That will go perfectly with what we're doing in here because the Eternals are going to be the bomb. I don't know. That was a really bad 90s joke. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought it was crazy. Thankfully, everyone's fine. They had to call in the bomb squad to come, I guess, take care of it, defuse it. I don't know how you defuse a World War II bomb. I don't even know if you can. Who's to say it was even, like, going to like go? Why didn't it explode? Is it going to explode? Why hasn't it exploded? A lot of questions, but none of them are going to be answered because just it was taken care of. And that's it. But the Eternals movie has a release date of November 6th, 2020. So I'm excited for that. Can't wait. That's next year, guys. And hopefully they finish with filming, and hopefully there's not a lot of CGI they're going to add. Thought that would take a while. I don't know movies. Anyway, Disney Plus, which goes live later this week, which I'm pretty stoked for because I'm excited because I'm a Verizon Unlimited customer. I have my phone plans, Unlimited and all that. And with the Unlimited plan, I get Disney Plus for 1 year totally free, which I'm super stoked about, super excited. Can't wait to check out all the shows. I can't wait to check out the ESPN Plus, the National Geographic, all the cool stuff that's going with it. And I think Hulu is a part of that package as well. So I'm really stoked to give that a shot. And my son just came up and hit me in the back, and he's swinging something. I'm scared he's going to hit me in the freaking face. Anyway, Disney Plus has found their lead writer for its planned Moon Knight series, which is even more exciting about having Disney Plus because I have recently fallen in love with Moon Knight only because I've read Warren Ellis's run on it, where Moon Knight is this badass dude who dresses in an all-white suit and kicks ass. And there's like that one issue where he just goes through like a freaking drug house and just beats the hell out of everyone, which I love. My son loves it because, obviously he loves it. He's losing his goddamn mind over here while I'm talking about Moon Knight. No. The writer is Jeremy Slater, which he's most recently written for Umbrella Academy. Maybe you've heard of that on Netflix. Really popular show, really good show I'm excited about. Let's just ignore the fact that he also wrote on the Fantastic Four reboot and that really, really, really terrible Death Note movie series, whatever it was on Netflix. It was so bad. When the one guy, is his name Light, I think is the main character, when he starts screaming like a little punk bitch when the evil Death Knight ghost dude shows up, like I was like, that's a baby, that's a sissy scream, and I don't want to hear that. Could at least scream like a man. In the anime, he didn't even scream at all. He's just like, ugh, what up? And he's like, give me a fucking apple. And I was like, well, funny enough, I do that voice, the William Dafoe voice a little bit. He was really good. Like, William Dafoe knocked it out of the park playing that bad dude. And I dug the hell out of that. Well, at least he knocked it out of the park for the little part that I saw of Death Note on Netflix. So there you go. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, Jeremy Slater is going to be writing for Moon Knight, so hopefully he channels more of that Umbrella Academy and not so much that Death Note failure. Anywho, well, moving on. What else do I got? Oh, DC has some all right news as they've announced Matthew McConaughey will be joining the cast of the new Batman movie. And get this, he's not playing himself. Well, I mean, he will be playing himself, but he'll be playing himself playing Harvey Dent, a.k.a. Two-Face. Because, Harvey Dent is like Gotham's like awesome attorney who has a tragic accident and then goes mentally insane. Matthew McConaughey is just an already insane Texan that just says, well, all right, all the time. And I mean, if he does that in the movie, I'll be happy. Nevertheless, like, not that I'm not excited about this casting choice. I am mostly interested in this casting choice, which for the Batman, having Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, the cool guy from the Hunger Games that I like, who's now there being Commissioner Gordon. I forgot his name. And now Matthew McConaughey. I'm just so interested. Jeffrey Witter? I don't remember. He's cool. He's in the Hunger Games in the second one. He was this really smart guy, Beetle, or whatever his name was. He did the lightning rod that blew up the tree, that blew up the shield. It was really cool. Anyway, isn't he on like Deadwood or no? He's on another TV show. Anyway, I'm getting so distracted here. I'm just so interested in what the Batman's doing. I'm so interested in their casting because it's just out there. It's different. It's nothing that I expected. And I like that. I like not expecting stuff. And who knows? Maybe they totally surprise us. maybe they do something that we didn't expect them to do with this cast in this movie, you know. What I don't expect them to do is what everyone, including Jason Momoa now appears to think, by jumping on the hashtag release the Snyder Cut bandwagon. Yeah, Jason Momoa tweeted out like hashtag release the Snyder Cut and tweets out a picture of him like and Aquaman like stabbing what's his name, Steppenwolf or whatever. I don't know, it's crazy shit like that. Look, guys, it's not going to happen. I really don't think DC is ever going to release a quote-unquote Snyder Cut because I don't think he finished his cut of the movie. I'm sure there's some unfinished stuff. Obviously, was it Whedon? Joss Whedon came in? I can't remember. Someone else came in, filmed some more stuff, and, you know, kind of altered it a bit. I don't think there's a Snyder Cut, guys. I really don't think there's an actual legit beginning to end Snyder Cut that you're all crying for, that you're all begging for, that you're all hashtagging for. It's not going to happen. You're going to just have to watch the Batman with Sparkle Toes, Robert Pattinson, and be happy with it. Because I know I will. Hell, they gave you the Joker, which, I mean, I haven't seen it, and despite what some people have said, still makes a butt ton of movie, but that's kind of like what DC does. They don't make great movies, they just make movies that everyone's been dying to see. Like, you take characters that people are just dying to see on the big screen, and they make a butt ton of money. Look at just every fucking movie they've ever done. I mean, hell, Justice League made a butt ton of money. It was garbage, but we still watched it and we still had fun, you know? And like, that's all I ask for my movies. I don't need them to be Oscar-winning, critically acclaimed, like, world peace movies. I just need to have fun when I watch them. That's why I loved Aquaman so much. Is it a great movie? Maybe. But it's definitely a fun as hell movie, and I think DC just needs to jump on that back and release the fun as hell cut is what I want. Where it's just Jason Momoa going, woo, yeah, my man, the whole time. Like, that's what I want. Let's move on before I really lose focus here. Dan Aykroyd has officially confirmed that Bill Murray will be reprising his role for the new Ghostbusters movie, which is set to be the sequel to the 84 and 89 movies. The first and second movie of Ghostbusters. This is going to be a direct sequel to that. We're going to ignore whatever happened in between those movies that, just happened. I haven't seen it. And so I don't know if it's really a bad movie. I've heard a lot of bad things about it, but who knows? Maybe I should watch it so I can have my own opinion. Maybe I should actually watch things so I actually have legit opinions about them instead of like this headline catfishy stuff that I do. Anyway, I think it's really cool, getting the band back together, minus one because he passed away. And then also, Dan Aykroyd confirms Sigourney Weaver and Annie Potts will be returning to reprise their roles as well, which is crazy. I don't know how big of a role they're going to have in this movie. I just know that they will be taking part in this movie, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I don't think there's a release date set for it, or I don't know. I didn't see one on the news article that I read. Finally, though, final bit of news, the most exciting news, the news that you guys probably forgot that you've been waiting for all this time. Showtime has finally announced on their Twitter, Instagram, whatever pages that they will begin filming the Halo TV series. Anything? No? Kind of forgot about that? I did too. So I remember way back, after seeing this and then going back to different news articles and stuff, I reminded myself, oh yeah, Showtime wanted to do a Halo TV series that was based actually on the video game and take place during the events of Halo. And then it just never happened. Ever. And there was never a Halo TV show. We thought we were going to get a Halo movie. We thought we were going to get a whole bunch of different cool Halo programming. That never happened. We did get some cool, we did have some cool stuff. What is it? Forward Unto Dawn, which I have on Blu-ray. It was really awesome. And actually, I really like it a lot. Master Chief shows up in it. What is the other one with Luke Cage? I don't remember what that one was. That was a cool one, though, too, even though people didn't like it as much as Forward on the Dawn. I really liked that one. And, we did get some cool little series out of it. But we've always wanted, like, a legit Master Chief TV show. Like, following Master Chief, following, like, the other the other characters of the video game and just how it all plays out. And so, finally, we're getting my wish, because I'm sure the wish with everyone else has died by this point. Some people are like, Halo who? Like, what is Halo? And let me tell you, no. I mean, everyone who's owned an Xbox knows about the Halo series, and anyone who doesn't own an Xbox knows that the only game worthwhile on Xbox was probably the Halo series. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. It looks like, they had a cast and everything. Like, wow, that blew my mind. Like, I remember seeing that. I have it written here in my notes now. I just looked down at them. They've already casted, like, their full cast. They have it written out. Like, they had the script. They did table reads. It's time to film. Like, that's how ready to go they are. However, there's still no planned release date or anything, so I guess anything could happen from this point on. But the two notable cast scenes, the ones that I really wanted to know, RJ, shut up. Master Chief was casted, and Pablo Schreiber is going to portray John 117, which I don't really know anything about him. He was apparently on Orange is the New Black. That's all I have. And then Dr. Catherine Halsey, also Cortana, because Cortana is like the image of Halsey, is going to be played by Natasha McElhone. McElhone. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I believe it. I can see her, and I can see Cortana. I can see Dr. Halsey. I'm into it. Pablo, he's going to be wearing a mask most of the time, probably, so I totally believe it. But he actually has like that kind of look, like that grizzled, I probably served in the military look. So I believe it. If he ever took his helmet off and we saw Master Chief's face, I'd be like, oh, that's Master Chief. Like, I believe it. Anyway, though, that's kind of it for the Nifty Nerd News. Sorry that dragged on a little longer than I expected. But up next, after this short little break and word from a fellow podcast, we will get into 2005's House of M. That's what we're going to talk. House of M. Yeah.
Hey, this is Liz.
Hey, this is Heather.
And we are Nerdy Bitches Podcast.
A show where two geeky ladies podcast their way through pop culture.
From movies and TV to our regular book club and everything in between, we bring you our favorite fandoms with a feminine eye.
We are talking Star Wars, Star Trek, DC Marvel, comic books, and anime.
And don't forget sci-fi, fantasy, action movies, video games, D&D, board games, and so much more.
Be sure to check us out on Apple Podcast, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, or wherever you find awesome podcasts.
You can also find us hanging out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and at nerdybitches.com.
See you soon.
All right, guys, let's talk about Marvel's House of M series, which is written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by Oliver Copiel. And there's 8 issues. Yeah, 1 through 8. Issues 1 through 8. Of course, I'm familiar with both of these, the writer and the artist, Brian Michael Bendis. I'm familiar with his work on Miles Morales, that Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, and Oliver Copiel actually drew some Amazing Spider-Man. I think he was drawing on Spider-Verse. So, so I'm familiar with both these guys, and now I get to see something they've done earlier than what I'm used to on House of M. And so, basically, House of M is Wanda Maximoff, a.k.a. the Scarlet Witch, has gone insane and is a threat to basically everyone on Earth. The X-Men, the Avengers, your mom, your chef, everyone in trouble. So, X-Men and Avengers decide to team up to put her down. But, of course, things never go as planned. And so, like, how the hell did we get here? Because how did Scarlet Witch go insane? Like, what the hell is going on? I had no clue, so I took the Wikipedia to find out what the hell is going on. So, the Wanda Wiki Wacky World wrap-up can basically be summed up like this. Wanda had a tragic childhood. Death, broken homes, lies of the father, She ends up joining the Avengers when she gets older. She teams up with like Magneto. Well, first she teams up with Magneto and becomes evil. Then she leaves him, becomes good with the Avengers. Then basically her entire life gets wrecked. Like she gets kidnapped, she gets possessed, she gets shot. She falls in love with a robot. She's part of like 4 love triangles. Then she like gets pregnant with magic, like Jesus. She loses the kids. Like, after having them, they die or she kills them. I don't know what the hell happens. There's more mind wiping. Oh, yeah. And, like, she dies 3 times during all this, which is, like, completely insane. So, yeah, she's a little unstable and she wants her kids back. I get that. If my son left me all of a sudden, I would want him back. But what I would not do is what Wanda did. She turns to Doctor Doom because, I mean, I guess he is a doctor. She turns to Doctor Doom for help on getting her kids back, and that goes about as well as you would think. It goes about as well as throwing ice onto a stove. She ends up going insane. She kills Vision. She kills Hawkeye. She kind of kills Ant-Man. Not really. It's hard to explain because it's explained that her future self comes back in time to save him before he dies, but makes it look like he still died. But he didn't die. I don't know. It's, comics, guys. So anyway, that's how we get up to this point. Professor X, with the help of the Avengers, goes to Genosha to put Scarlet Witch down, but Quicksilver gets there first, and he warns Magneto, like, hey, Avengers showing up, gonna wreck shit. We shouldn't let them do that, because that's my sister. I love my sister. We like ride or die bitches together, and you're our dad, so do something about it. Magneto's like, what? She's crazy. She's going to kill us all. What would you have me do? Basically meaning, I ain't fucking doing anything. If they kill her, so be it. It's my fucking fault. Like, that's what Magneto feels the whole time. It's like his fault that Wanda's this way, that Quicksilver's the way he is. He's got a weird name. I can't say it. So yeah, the team gets there. They're about to take out Scarlet Witch, but then a huge flash of white light, and everyone's happy all of a sudden. Like, they're in their own little world. Everyone's happy. Peter wakes up. He's married to Gwen Stacy now. They have a kid. Basically, everyone gets what they want. They get the peace that they want, the happiness that they've been looking for. Everyone except for Wolverine. Well, I say that, but Wolverine does get the happiness he wants. He remembers his past. He knows everything that's happened to him. But he also remembers that this isn't the right timeline that he's supposed to be in, which is really crazy. And it causes him to go a little nutso. And so he heads out trying to look for someone that could help him. But what's even crazier is that it's not only Wolverine that knows something ain't right. There's also this little girl that knows that something's not right, and she actually has like mutant abilities. And in this world that they're in now, this not exactly right, perfect world, mutants are the norm. Mutants are the main species, while humans are pretty much going extinct and dying out. Mainly they're like a subclass citizen, except for like these little few that happen to be like very popular, like Tony Stark, the Flash, but that's like in tie-in stories and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm getting a little offhand there. So Wolverine goes and finds his way to Luke Cage, who's kind of running like this underground resistance, if you'll call it that. And that's where he meets a little girl with powers that makes everyone remember how things are supposed to be. The little girl makes Luke Cage remember how it's supposed to be, and Wolverine's like, all right, we got to turn someone that's powerful and that can help us out, and he knows just who to go to, and that's Emma Frost. So they head to Emma Frost, they turn her, and they, with the help of Emma, who's a telepath and can basically project this girl's powers into other people, they start flipping people back over to their side. And then we get our, some more, hey, let's torture Spider-Man for the hell of it, make him relive his uncle and everyone else he loves dying. So, yeah, he gets to remember that, oh, my uncle's dead. Oh, Gwen, my wife and mother of my child, is actually dead. Oh, I'm not supposed to have a child. Don't have kids at all, in a matter of fact. Basically, life sucks for Spider-Man, and he gets to remember all that. So he flips out and leaves. Oh, yeah, they remind Hawkeye, oh, yeah, Scarlet Witch killed you. Even though you're alive here, you're actually dead, bro. So he flips out and leaves. So, yeah, everything, I guess, is going pretty all right for everyone. So now we get to the goal. We got to find Charles Xavier on Genosha, or Genosha, whatever you want to call it, so that way we can turn everything right. We can fix this problem. The only problem with that problem is that Charles Xavier is kind of, kicked the bucket. He's bit the big one. He's gone on the farm. He's not on Genosha. He is DED Deadzo. Gone. So the team gets there to Genosha, and it's fighting time. Finally, we've gone like 6 issues, we've gone 5 issues, and finally in the 6th issue, it's fighting time for like 2 pages. Like it was just talking the whole fucking time. And now we're back to talking. So my excitement really kind of tapered off there. Finally, issue 7, we get the big fight, too. We get tons of boxing, we get tons of just pew-pew and lasers and people flying and everything going around. Doctor Strange confronts Wanda because they finally find them, and he learns that Magneto actually had nothing to do with this. Magneto didn't save his daughter. His daughter didn't save his daughter. It was freaking Quicksilver. Quicksilver convinced Wanda to Charles Xavier and Magneto use their powers combined like fucking mutant Captain Planet and turn everything into the way it is now. Magneto finds this out with like Doctor Strange doing all this crap, and Magneto loses his goddamn mind. He's super upset because Quicksilver basically used him because... Magneto's blaming himself for everything because I guess he realizes what's going on and knows that it's not right and knows that something's wrong, and he blamed himself for it, believing that Wanda did this on her own. But when he discovers that it was really Quicksilver that did this, he is pissed. So pissed that he ends up killing Quicksilver or beating him close to... I think he kills him, is honestly what happened, because there's a lot of blood, and he dropped like a freaking building on him. Of course, this makes Wanda go even more insane, because that's what you want to do with someone who's already insane and lost control of her powers, and she decides to whisper those magic words, "No more mutants." It's one of the most famous lines in comics when it comes to the X-Men, when it comes to mutants. No more mutants. And this is where we get that line from. This is how the build up to it. It makes sense for me now why all this happens. And then in another flash of light, just about all of the mutants on Earth lose their abilities, including key members of the X-Men like Iceman. He can't make drinks cold anymore, but he can still tell lame jokes. The remaining X-Men confront Magneto, who's lost his powers as well. He's lost his children, doesn't know where anything is, where he's at, and he's just kind of destroyed. And that's it. That's how it ends. Everything goes back to normal. Peter Parker is back with MJ, back to being a destroyed teen. Hawkeye's still alive. Captain America's young. And Wolverine still has his powers because you can't have Wolverine without his damn claws because then he would just die. And we got to wait a few years before we kill Wolverine in the comics. Basically, enough key members of the X-Men don't lose their powers. Like 4 X-Men lose their powers, and yeah, whatever. No one gives a shit about them. Well, some people probably do. But anyway, that's pretty much House of M. And not a lot of fighting, not a lot of action. Definitely a lot more talking. Not even really suspenseful, if you ask me. I kind of breezed through it, It was a short read, which surprised me. I thought it would be a little bit longer of a read. I thought there'd be a lot more going on, but there really wasn't. It was just Wanda changes things. People kind of like, whoa, for a little, like half the time. And then they're like, hey, we should probably do something about this. And then for like the last 2 quarters, it's like, we should do something about this. All right, let's do something about this. Well, here's the problem with doing something about this. Well, we're still going to do something about this. And now we've done something about that. Like, that was it. That was how the comic went. Artwork in it's great. Never, actually, I won't even say it's great. It is strong, but it was never anything that super impressed me or anything that I was like, whoa, look at this page, or whoa, look at this panel. The writing was solid as well. While it wasn't very exciting, and it still had me engaged. I was interested in these characters. I was interested in what had changed about them and what how they were going to react when finding out that things have changed about their lives that they weren't, made aware of. And so in that aspect, yeah, I enjoyed the writing. I think overall, though, I I don't felt the need to have read House of M. if that makes any sense. It's a cool story and cool things spin out of it. I see what comes next after House of M in those stories, and they're pretty cool. But I don't know. Like, I'm still on the fence about the X-Men. I still just haven't really found what I'm looking for with the X-Men, and I think that's kind of what I'm spending November trying to do. Find what I'm looking for out of the X-Men to make me happy. So please, X-Men, please make me happy, senpai. Overall, though, it was a solid book. I really enjoyed it. I would still give it a positive charge on my rating system. It's definitely one of those key series, those key crossovers that you need to check out because, like I said, a lot of stuff spins out of it. I think moving forward, you have some more stories that tie into this, so there's some really key things in here. As far as like other stuff, I checked out the comics leading into it. Wikipedia said to read Excalibur 13 and 14, which were direct tie-ins to lead up into it, which, I mean, I guess they were, but, like, it was really weird. Like, I was reading Excalibur. I read 2 issues before those 2 issues to kind of see where Excalibur was, and then, like, these tie-ins just completely halt the story that's happening in Excalibur to tell whatever this is, and then just, that's it, you know, like, and even then, like, this lead up doesn't even let you know like what the hell happened to Wanda. You just, like, when you're reading it in here, you just know she's already fucked up. It doesn't give you like this is how I got fucked up. And so I was kind of a little perturbed by that. Like, I really wanted to read the stories of Wanda going insane, of Wanda killing Hawkeye and Vision. Like, I wanted to see that. And, like, I love how everyone alludes that, oh, Wanda killed, like, half the Avengers, or, like, she killed tons of Avengers. She killed 2. Well, 3 if you count Scott Lang, but he didn't really die. Vision's a robot, so they can just rebuild him. So she killed Hawkeye, who's not even super. He's just a dude who shoots arrows. So who cares? She killed no Avengers, if you ask me. No. But, yeah, so, like, trying to read into this story, if I didn't go to Wikipedia, I'd have no clue. And I had no clue where to start in the comics without Wikipedia's help. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But, I like I said, I did enjoy the story. I read the Iron Man spinoff, and I read the Spider-Man spinoff, which was really fun and really cool. And because I like Spider-Man, I really enjoyed that story. I thought it was really interesting how they changed a few things with Spider-Man's, you know, new main cast, his Gwenny, his son, and, like, the Rhinos working for him and all kinds of cool stuff. It was pretty neat. But that's going to be it for this week's podcast, guys. Thank you for hanging in there and sticking with me. Next week, I don't know what X-Men book I'm going to read, but I'm going to look for it, and I'll tweet about it, and then we'll talk about it. And like I said previously, guys, hit me up on social media if you want to chat, give me some suggestions for X-Men books that I should check out. And that's about it. Oh, don't forget, November 16th in Houston at Bar Boheme. I think around 8 o'clock. I can't remember the time exactly. It might be a little bit earlier. But 8-ish, we'll say that. That's probably when I'll show up. A bunch of Houston area podcasters are getting together with fans. We're all just going to celebrate, have fun, meet up, and introduce ourselves to each other at Bar Boheme. It's called H-Town Podfest. It's free to come in. The only thing, you know, we're asking, hey, people buy drinks at the bar because I believe the podcast that's putting on this and, like, who's working with Bar Boheme asked them, like, hey, just make sure you guys spend X amount of money at the bar because, you know, we kind of want to not go, you know, waste that space when it could go to someone else. And so, yeah, spend all your money at the bar or what money you have that you can spare. You know, buy sodas, drinks, whatever. I'll probably buy a few drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, even though it's going to be expensive as hell. Maybe I'll pregame and just buy sodas while I'm there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, Bar Boheme, November 16th. Be there or be square. And trust me, you don't want to be square. You want to be circle. Because, you know, circle of life, all that cool stuff. Or maybe it could be an oval, you know, because, like, ovals are cool too. Anyway, well, that's going to be it for the podcast this week, guys. I will talk to you later. Bry-Fy out.